Last week I was walking down the street and this very well-dressed young gentleman, clean cut, tie, nice haircut, he walks up to me and says, "Sir, I'd like to borrow $600 from you." And I look at him a little bit puzzled and says, "No, I'm good for it. I have great credit rating. I promise I'll pay you back." And at this point in my mind, I'm thinking, do you think I'm stupid? No one's going to loan $600 to a random guy on the street. So why is it that if you just change it to loaning $600 to a sports book, people's brains shut off and they start sending money without even thinking? When you sign up with a sports book, you're loaning that book money hoping that they'll be able to pay you back. Now there are some books, most books can do that, but there's a lot of them that can't. Eric from Austin, Texas wrote us suggesting that players look at the A and B ratings from Sportsbook Review, and there's only about 24 of them in the United States that a player can pick from at that point. And actually, I think this is a great idea. If you're looking at a new sports book, starting off at the books listed A and B is a good starting point. You're likely to avoid a lot of the really big hassles you'll have if you just start picking books that send you flyers. There's a lot of very shady books out there that send direct mailings where you're likely to have problems if you try to make a withdrawal. If you're going to loan money to a book, there's another thing you can do in addition to looking at the ratings at Sportsbook Review or reading the posts about them at the forums. You can also just go to Google, type in the name of the sports book and the word fraud. And if you look at the top 10 results and you see a couple stories talking about fraud related directly to the way this book is acting, you have a problem. And if you look at that book, it's probably going to be rated very lowly on the Sportsbook Review ratings. If you type in a good book like Pinnacle or The Greek and with the name fraud under your Google, you're not going to find any complaints that directly relate to somebody getting literally defrauded. There's some weird stories in there, but it doesn't relate to a book defrauding a player. Eric also had another good point in the second part of his letter. When you play, if you're gambling to make money, it makes sense to have accounts at a lot of different sports books because each one could offer a different price. And if you're playing, as he suggests, at 10 or 20 different books and betting small amounts, you're going to get a lot better numbers than if you're betting all at one place. If you're just a 50-50 coin flipper and you can beat the market price by full half a point, or you're going to get it at close to even money, you're playing a break-even or win game just by shopping around. Eric also asks, how much can you win from a book before they will throw you out? Every book has a pain threshold, but there are just different ways to trigger it. Now, if you're beating them betting just regular market numbers, you're betting NBA, NFL, and betting pretty close to the average price, most books are not going to throw you out no matter how much you win or what extended streak you win at. Now, if you're beating them on the smaller stuff, like teasers or props, you may find yourself limited in that market. If you're picking off bad numbers, so you're getting a half point or a full point better at market on some of the slow-moving books, or if you're betting Steam, a lot of books will limit you for that also. But if you're just beating them gradually, for, as Eric suggests, small amounts, honestly hitting your 53%, 54% over thousands of plays, I don't think any of the professional aid books, such as Pinnacle, Greek, or Bookmaker, are going to take countermeasures for that. Now, a lot of the books, C books and lower, will eventually toss you when your win gets too high. And a lot of the European books, especially the British books, if you are routinely arbing them, if you're playing numbers that are scalpable, they've been known to kick out people in as few as 1 or 2 bets, even if they lost. Now I have another question from an SBR poster, Against All Odds. He wrote, "Quick question about a bonus. If I receive a bonus in the form of a free play and do a 3-team 8-leg parlay, can a book take away my funds? This rule is not stated anywhere within the rules section, but you never know." Now what I think he's suggesting is you play all possible 8 legs of a 3-way parlay, so you're guaranteeing you will win one of these, lose 7 of these, and you're going to realize a little over 80% of the value of that free play. Books are not going to like that, and that's just being a pig. Don't be a pig. If you're really worried about the volatility, open up 8 accounts and round robin them that way at different places. But if you do that, you're just saying, "Hi, I'm a bonus hustler. throw me out, and you will probably get thrown out, rule or no rule on point. That's all for this week. If you have any more questions, feel free to send me an email at justin@sportsbookreview.com.